Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, college coaches, fans of high school football across the country. My name is Coach Anthony Williams. I'm the founder and CEO of Connected Athletics. We are a new company based in Austin, Texas. We are focused on using our technology platform to allow high school, college student athletes, professional athletes, coaches, and what I call career athletes to share their story, to share their athletic journey about them playing their sport, and more importantly, how they successfully transition away from their sport into the next part of their life, also being a success using the same skill set that made them an incredible athlete. Before I jump into our special guest on the show today, I want to thank our sponsors. First sponsor is Buffalo Wild Wings. A good friend of mine, Brian Soltis, regional VP there, is also very passionate about giving athletes a chance to tell their story. So I want to thank Buffalo Wild Wings for being a big time sponsor to the Spotlight podcast. I also want to thank my friends up in Nebraska at Go Edit Graphics. If you are a high school or college athletic department and you want to add some customized graphics to your outbound communication, you definitely want to look up Go Edit Graphics. They do templates that can be customized in your school's colors using your mascot for any outbound communication, whether it's a player spotlight, schedule change, or anything that you're trying to do outbound to your fan base. So check out the guys up at goeditgraphics.com. Lastly, a friend of mine, Stefan Johnson, owns a new apparel company right there in Houston called Epic 247. They do tremendous new designs for workout gear for athletes. They do uniforms. They do 7-on-7 jerseys with a really creative style, high quality. So if you're interested in wearing some new type of workout gear or getting some 7-on-7 jerseys for the upcoming 7-on-7 season, you definitely want to check out Epic 247. Epic stands for Every Play I Compete. So check out Stefan Johnson and his new company based out of Houston. With all that out of the way, I want to bring in our guest who has just had a tremendous season, not just as an individual, but his team. Katy High School is one of probably the more storied programs, not just here in Texas, but across the nation. Let me introduce you to a name that you will get to know here coming up, both over the next couple of years in high school and as he becomes a big-time player in college. Seth Davis is a class of 23 running back from Katy High School in the Houston area. He's a 3.9 GPA, which I love, which we'll talk about here in a second. He's 5'9", 170 pounds, still growing, getting bigger, faster, and stronger. He's a state champion from last year, had a tough loss yesterday in the state semifinals against Westlake, had another tremendous game. Seth has 4 offers already and more coming. And the coaches, you can see his Twitter name there in his profile. Seth, how are you doing on this afternoon?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great, man. I so appreciate you coming on the podcast. You're one of the players that I've been following all year, but I'm really looking forward to hearing more about your story and hearing more. You're obviously an incredibly talented athlete, but I want to know Seth Davis, the man, and what your plans are. So let's jump right in and let the coaches know more about you, Seth. The first thing I want to talk about is your academics. It all starts there. Tell us about the importance that you put on your academics.
Yeah, I come home and study every day. I try to get the best grades I can in class. I take 2 AP classes right now, just trying to get me ready for college.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite set of classes that you really enjoy? And what classes are those?
I like math. Like I'm taking pre-cal right now. And then, I'm really good at math, so I really enjoy it.
Okay. I know you're still just a junior now, but do you have an idea what you might want to major in when you get to college?
Yeah, probably like engineering because it has to do with math and yeah.
Okay. Well, you're talking to a fellow engineering grad when I played ball way back in the day, electrical engineering. So it's a great discipline that gives you lots of options career-wise. Are you thinking about more mechanical, electrical, or civil, or do you have a specific engineering discipline that you're looking at, or you're undecided?
Undecided right now.
Okay, you got time to figure it out. That's not a problem at all. Seth, there's a lot of people that play a role in your success academically. Maybe you had a favorite teacher back in middle school or high school or in elementary. Think back real quick. Think about a person that has made a difference with you academically that you want to shout out right now to help you get this 3.9 GPA.
Well, the only real good teacher I can remember is in elementary. Had a teacher named Miss H.E., and she was just more than a teacher. She cared about me. She actually got me shoes one time, and yeah.
Okay. And talking about your learning style, it's very important for coaches to understand what your learning style is, both in the classroom and on the field, and in your position room. Would you consider yourself more of a visual, verbal, or hands-on learning style?
Visual, because I like to see how to do something, and then so I can copy it and do it.
Okay. Is that also the same way when you're learning new plays or new formations in football? Same thing there, or do you have different learning styles based on the environment?
Oh yeah, in football, yeah, I like to do it, so I'm like used to it. But yeah, and in the classroom, I'm more of a like visual.
Okay. Well, Seth, we're still coming out of this pandemic that literally shut down recruiting last year, and it looks like this year coaches will be able to get on campus and visit kids here coming up, which is going to be important for you as a junior coming up here. For the coaches that have not seen you on campus at Katy High School yet, tell them when you're in class, where are you sitting? How do you interact with your classmates? And more importantly, how do you interact with your teacher?
Yeah, so I always sit at the front of the class. Every class I'm in, I'm at the front. When we do group projects, I'm always like the leader of the group. And then yeah, and when the teacher is talking, I just raise my hand and I try to learn more.
Okay. Seth, there's a lot of student athletes across the country that would love to have a 3.9 GPA like yourself. Give out one best practice, one tip to them that you do that allows you to maintain a high GPA and excel on the football field.
Yeah, just pay attention in class. There's always those class clowns that like to joke around a lot, but just pay attention and be focused.
Okay. Seth, obviously you're a good athlete. You obviously you work out, you go to practice, you play in games, you have classwork, you got time with your family, your friends. Talk about how important managing your time is as a student athlete.
Yeah. So during practice, you're gonna be real tired. So when you come home, you're gonna like want to go to right to your bed, go to sleep. But you gotta be disciplined. Like you can probably rest for a little bit, but you gotta get to your schoolwork, clean around your house, and yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Hey, let's switch over and learn a little bit more about your family, Seth. Looking forward to this part. Tell us about your family. Mom and dad, what do they do for a career? Do you have any siblings? Are you the oldest? Are you the youngest? Tell us a little bit about the Davis family.
Yeah. So I have two brothers and then like five sisters,
Wow.
and then my mom and dad they work together doing real estate,
Okay.
and then my mom in the Air Force, but now she's out and she's just working with my dad. And yeah.
Okay. How many athletes do you have in the family? Were mom and dad athletes back in the day? And do you have any brothers and sisters that are also athletes?
Oh yeah, my dad used to play back in the day, and then both my brothers play, and then my sister they used to run track too. So yeah, we're
Okay.
pretty.
Okay, good stuff. So you come from a family athlete. That's what the coaches will always want to know about. Seth, when you're done with homework and you don't have practice, you don't have a workout, and the season's over, when you do get some free time, what do you like to do in your home time? What are some of your hobbies like do when you have some free time?
Usually, like, I like to go hang out with my friends. And we'll go to the mall or something, and then I like playing a video game with them, and so we can have fun and stuff.
Okay, good stuff. Social media, is a big part of recruiting. I obviously follow you. We follow each other on Twitter. You know the importance of what kind of message you're putting out there about yourself to coaches. For maybe a coach that hasn't seen your timeline yet, tell these coaches what message, what kind of brand are you putting out there about yourself?
Yeah, I'm a leader. I will help your university a lot. I will come in there. I have good grades. I'm not gonna fool around in the classroom, and then I'm a great running back. So I help you on the field, help you win games.
Okay, good stuff. Seth, tell me, do you have it's kind of a fun question here. What's your all-time favorite sports movie? And it doesn't
Probably
have to be football.
football.
It doesn't have to be football.
Oh, mine is football. Remember the Titans.
Okay, yeah, great choice. Yeah, tell me, it's a movie that a lot of the student athletes that I interviewed name as one of their favorite movies. There's so many great lessons in the movie. Every time it comes on, I watch it. Tell me one thing that you kind of learned in watching Remember the Titans over and over and over the years.
Yeah, I learned how to come together as a team because at first I remember they didn't really like each other at first. Like the players didn't get along, but they came together as a team when they played and they got along and they started winning.
Okay. Seth, you'll be going on your official visits here one day, and obviously the college is going to want to make sure they feed you your favorite food. Tell these coaches when I come on my OV, what's your favorite food? What do you hope they're serving?
Oh yeah, chicken Alfredo. I love it. It's so good.
Okay.
Olive
I
Garden.
like it. Okay, I like it. I don't know if you're into either Marvel or DC, but if you could be a superhero, which one would you be and why?
I like to be Flash because I like how he be running so fast and like it slows down time and it is very cool.
Okay, all right, I like it. I think I know the answer to this question, but I'll ask anyway for the coaches that want to know who's going to be involved in helping you make your decision on what college you'll commit to. Who's going to be involved in that process?
Mostly my mom and dad, and yeah, that's really it.
Okay, all right. Tell me a little bit about giving back to your community. It's obviously important that you be a well-rounded student athlete. I've been to Katy games in the past. You guys have great support from the Katy community there. Packed house every home game. Tell me, what are you doing to give back to the Katy community? Are you involved in nonprofits? Are you involved in your church? What are you doing to give back to the Katy community?
Well, so one time our coach had us come to the school and we helped like move this family stuff to the new house.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What else, as far as, the Katy community, are you a native Texan? Are you from the Katy area? Or did you just move there? Tell me a little bit about your experiences there in the Katy community.
Yeah, so I'm originally from San Antonio. Then I moved to Houston like fourth grade, but
Okay.
I was in like Sugarland, and then
Mhm.
like grade, that's when I moved to Katy, and I've been here ever since.
Okay, good stuff. Katy is a story program, like I said, has been successful literally from day one. Tell us what it's like to play with such high standards at one of the top high school programs in the country.
Yeah, it's great. We have great coaches that lead us and their example on and off the field. And then just a great program. Like we work very hard. And yeah.
Okay. I mentioned that you had a tough game yesterday against Westlake, but you put up great stats all year. Tell these coaches, do you love the game of football or do you love what it can provide you?
I love the game of football and I love what it provides me.
Okay.
Both just learning, just playing with your teammates, getting a brotherly bond with them, and then all the fans and the atmosphere, it's just all great.
Yeah, it's a great answer. It's okay to love both as long as you have them in prioritized orders. Seth, tell me, this is kind of a strange question, but it's one of my favorite questions. What's your why? When those days when you don't feel like working out, maybe you don't feel like going to school, don't feel like going to practice, what motivates you to get the job done? What's your why on everything you do?
My why is really just the NFL. That's been my dream since I was a little kid. And I know I just got to work very hard to get to. You can't just be slacking. You can't be lazy. You always got to work hard to go to the NFL.
Do you know anybody that's played the NFL or currently playing the NFL? Do you know about that experience?
Yeah. Well, so my dad's friends used to play in the NFL, a dude named Indy Kalu. And yeah, that's all I remember.
Well, I'm sure he's probably told you from somebody who's spent a little time there, and my son being there for 7 years with the Buffalo Bills. Getting there is hard, and staying in the NFL is harder. And that's why one of the reasons you and I talked about before we went live here, it's important to understand the skill set and the transition, because one day either the game's going to be done with you or you're going to be done with the game. And we want to make sure you're successful, whether you play a 10-year career in the NFL or you never step foot in the NFL. Tell us what you're looking for when you're done with the game. What do you want your life to look like? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? And what does your personal life look like?
Yeah, I just want to have a family when I'm done. I want to have like a backup job. So I would probably want to be in a realtor agent or do real estate like my dad does. And
Okay.
then,
Yeah. Okay. Tell us about the real estate thing. Your mom and dad are both in realty. What are some of the things you're learning and watching them grind every day and helping sell? I don't know if it's commercial or residential, but give us a little bit of insight about real estate from a family perspective.
Yeah, so really you got to sell your brand. You can't just lay back. They're not going to come to you. You got to go to them. You got to communicate. And yeah.
Okay, I like it. Seth, do you have a nickname that either your teammates or your family calls you? You just go by Seth.
Oh, well, so my family joke around. My old nickname they used to call me Mighty Mouse. But now my mom, forgot what she could, Lightning or something. That's my brother, Thunder and Lightning.
Okay. Yeah. There's probably a little bit of strange question to you, but college coaches will want to know this. They like to project kind of what size you'll be by the time you graduate from high school and get into college. First, let's start with this. Can you give us your mom and dad's height, not your mom's weight, but your mom and dad's height and weight?
My dad, he's like 5'9", 5'10", 5'10", I think. Then my mom is like 5'8", like my height right now.
Okay.
And then my dad, he probably is like 260 or something. My dad, yeah.
Okay. And then tell us, you got another year of high school coming up, got about 18 months left. What would be your desired height and weight by the time you graduate from Katy?
I want to be at least 185 and then like 5'9", 5'10".
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Tell me a little bit about, you as a teammate. Tell me in your own words, what makes you a great teammate?
Yeah, I'm a leader. I'm a visual leader, and like I'll talk if we need to get going in practice and we're slacking. I'll tell you right now, let's go. We got to get better, and then.
I've never been to a Katy practice, but I know Coach Joseph pretty good. I know what kind of teams he puts out there every year. I assume that you guys are very meticulous in your practice. For those players who have never been to a Katy practice or trying to understand why Katy is so good year in and year out, give them an idea of what a day in the life at practice is at Katy High School with such high expectations.
Yeah, at Katy, one thing we do a lot is a lot of reps. We get so many reps so you can just muscle memory when you do it. So and we work hard, very hard. Like during the off season, we're about to work really hard because of this loss yesterday, but we just work very hard.
Tell us a little bit about the mental side. Obviously, you're a great athlete with great speed and size and quicks, but I know that the coaching staff there at Katy get you guys prepared mentally also for the game. How much film study, how much of the scouting report? Tell us about some of the off-field stuff that you guys do each week to have such a great record that you have.
Yeah, we watch a lot of film. Literally every day we watch film. And then we watch film of the team. We watch film of ourselves. We just try to see where we get better. And then the opponent team, we just try to see what they do and how they're coming.
Okay, good stuff. Seth, about you to finish up your junior year, right now as you're done, what would you consider your strengths as running back? And what are some things you're going to be working on as you go into your senior year?
My strengths as a running back, definitely my speed, my quickness. I can make a defender miss. And then I'm going to be working on my strength. And of course, like my weight, breaking more tackles and stuff.
Okay. Let me ask you to grade yourself a couple as a former coach here. Tell me grade yourself 0 through 5 on a couple of these things that most coaches want to see other running backs. From 0 being low, 5 being the high. What grade would you give yourself in pass blocking?
I'll give myself a 4.
Okay.
I pass block very good. That's what we practice every day in practice. And then usually how we pass block is like we sting, but I also stay up if I need to give my quarterback time.
Okay. I love the answer. What would you grade yourself in catch the ball out of the backfield?
Yeah, at Katy, we don't throw a ball a lot, but I still can catch. I was doing 7-on-7, and I rarely drop the ball. Like people say running back hands. I don't got those. I got catching hands.
Mm-hmm. And sorry. What grade would you give yourself? I've seen you break a lot of big runs, 70, 80, 90 yards. But tell us, how would you grade yourself in those short yardage runs, those 3rd and 3s when they're trying to move the chains? How would you grade yourself in those inside tough running plays?
Yeah, I'll give myself a 5. I'll get the first down if you need it. I'm going to go run hard, not going to stop, run through the tackles just to get the first down.
And then lastly, what grade would you give yourself on your football IQ? High or low? Or 0 to 5?
I'll give myself a 5. I know I see the defender. If he's running right at me, I'm gonna make a move. If he's like chopping his feet just away from me, I'm gonna run through him.
Okay. I asked that question because a lot of coaches, there's a lot of players that like playing the game, but they don't watch the game. Tell these coaches, are you somebody that loves the game? Do you watch a lot of football, high school and college and pro, or do you just love playing the game?
I like a lot of college football. That's one of my favorite things to watch. I might not watch every game, but on YouTube, on my phone, I watch them. I keep in touch with what's happening. And I like the NFL too, because it's one of my goals.
Okay. For coaches that maybe haven't seen you play yet or haven't seen your huddle video, tell them if they watch you play, what running back would you remind them of? Who do you say you're pattern your game off of?
LaDainian Tomlinson. Okay. That was a great back then, and Barry Sanders.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. Those are very accurate. I like that a lot. Yeah. Seth, there's a lot of players that love to play in games in front of a packed house, but don't quite love to practice on Monday through Thursday. Tell me from your perspective, the importance of practice preparation to then playing successfully in a game. How important is that to you?
It's very important. What you do in practice is going to show up in the game. So if you slack around, that's how you're going to play in the game. And if you go hard in practice, you're going to play really good and win.
Yeah. Seth, there's going back to the Olympics, we're starting to hear more about the mental health of student athletes with all the pressure to perform each week, especially in high school and going to college. Tell these coaches, what do you do, either with help of your family or somebody else? What do you do to make sure you're staying mentally strong through a tough, grinding season like you just went through?
I just stay calm. Don't let any of the haters get to you. Just stay calm and focus on what you're trying to do. Focus on the goal you have for the season and just be getting better.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like that. I love that you have that understanding. Tell me this as we finish up here. Adversity is a big time for football, especially obviously with the game you had yesterday. Tell these coaches, how do you handle adversity, the ups and downs of a football game as a top running back?
You just got to shut it out. If something bad happened the last play, you got to learn from it and go on to the next play. You can't just dwell on what happened in the past. You just got to keep moving forward.
Okay. And then, Seth, every coach, I'm sure you heard it a lot. I'm sure they preach a lot at Katy about leadership. You're now an upperclassman going into your senior year. I'm sure they looked upon you as being a leader. Tell us, how do you define leadership and how do you plan on leading going into your senior year for next season?
Leading, so you gotta be a visual leader. Like, you gotta be a good leader on the field and also off the field. You can't just be one. You gotta, so in school, you can't just be messing around. You gotta focus, and in football, you gotta show what your kids are doing. Oh my, you can cut
That's
that
okay.
out.
Start over, you're good.
So you gotta be a good example to the underclassmen. You gotta show them what to do. You gotta be an example. You gotta help the coaches out. And yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of really good running backs. I can tell you from being the director of football development for the National Combine and helping the selection of the All-Americans playing on the NBC game each year. Running backs, there's a 1,000 of them. Tell us, how do you plan to, I use the word differentiate yourself? You're a good running back, but there's a lot of great running backs. What do you bring to the picture that coaches should know about you from a running back perspective?
I'm gonna be a great leader. So there's a lot of good running. I'm gonna be the leader. I'm gonna help out my teammates, help out everyone. I'm gonna help out the coaches, and then I'm a good player on and off the field. Like in school, I'm gonna be a good classmate.
Mm-hmm. Seth, tell us the excitement you had when you got your first college offer. What was that feeling like that when you got that first offer?
Yeah, I was really excited, especially because it was from Florida, a big school like that, and so that just made me really happy. And then it just encouraged me to work even harder.
Yeah. From my understanding, and I'll let you tell the coaches here, I understand you're up to like maybe 4 offers now. Tell us who those offers are from and kind of what your goals are going into this offseason.
So my offers are Florida, Maryland, Morgan State, and then Ole Miss. And then my goals are just getting stronger, faster, like doing more reps, like getting better at cutting, doing a lot of footwork stuff.
Okay. College coach will want to understand from especially those outside the state. Hey, is this a kid that we should we recruit? Is he okay with leaving the state of Texas? Tell these coaches, do you have any? What are your parameters for recruiting? Do you want to stay in state? Are you open to going to school anywhere? Is there a certain conference you want to play for? Give these coaches a little insight about your mindset as it pertains to recruiting right now.
Yeah, I just want to go. I'll leave the state. I don't really care. I just want to go to a school that the coach really wants me. And I don't want to go to a place where the coach barely wants me and looking at other backs. I want to go to where he wants me, and so he can be more than my coach, but also my friend. And yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you have your final stats for the season. I know the season just ended yesterday, but tell these coaches that maybe have heard about you but don't know your stats. I mean, how many yards did you rush for? How many touchdowns? Tell us a little bit about what you know from your stats this year to these college coaches.
Yeah, I had about over 2,000 yards rushing this year. I had 29 rushing touchdowns and 1 passing touchdown. Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2,000 yards, 29 touchdowns. That's a tremendous year, but it's your junior year. I know that you are somebody that puts a lot of heavy goals on yourself. What are your goals? What are your stat goals for next year as a senior?
2,800 yards next year, and 30 plus rushing touchdowns next year.
Okay, I like it. Seth, I'll finish up with this. There's a lot of players where they're the best kid on their team. That is not your case. You have a lot of talented players, Bobby Taylor and Glass and all the guys around you. Tell us how that makes you a better player when you have other Division I elite players on your team, prosecute them every day. How does that help you become a better player?
It helps me because we all have the same goal at the end of the day. We just want to get better and make it to college and then hopefully to the NFL. And then so we just push each other each time, make us think of what our goals are and to get better.
Yeah. Seth, I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of kids, have helped a lot of kids in coaching when they get to college and they struggle because they were so used to being the best player on their team. And then they get to college and everybody on that roster was all-state, was the man where they came from. Do you feel like the Katy experience is going to help you when you do get to college, when you're surrounded by elite athletes?
Yeah, because I'm already surrounded by elite athletes right now. We got 5 stars like Malik and 4 stars like Malik and Bobby. So I'm already around the athletes. So I'm just got to work hard and keep my position.
Yeah. Finish with this, Seth, and we thank you for your time. Coaches always want to recruit competitive players who love competing, not just winning or losing, but they understand the grind of competing. And go look at the camera right now. Tell these coaches about your competitive spirit. How would you describe your competitiveness to these college coaches?
Yeah, I'm a very great competitor. I always want to get better, and I always want to beat out the man that's in front of me or behind me. I just want to keep my spot and then work hard.
Okay, I like it. Hey, you've kind of covered everything here. I appreciate your time, but we talked about the elevator pitch. Coaches love hearing why prospects want to come to their school. In these last few seconds of this interview, Seth, look at the camera. Tell these coaches why they should recruit you and what you're going to bring to their program.
You should recruit me because I'm not only a good athlete on the field, but I'm also a good student athlete. And in the classroom, I'm going to do good. And then I'm a great leader. I'm going to lead my team. So when we're down, I'm going to just pick them up, and we're all going to be good.
Okay. Man, Seth, I thank you for your time. And I'll say it again for those who didn't hear. Great season in a storied program. I know that you'll play even better next year and get Katy back to a state championship. Man, tell your family thank you for coming on the podcast. We'll get this out there posted. And if you ever have any questions or need anything from me, simply reach out to me, man. I do appreciate your time, okay?
Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
You too.